welcome back to Braggers Gaming. I'm Gamer Braggers and this is Citizen Sleeper. In the last episode we woke up on this space station and we have been put to work trying to survive for one and potentially try and make a life for us. Now we met with Sabine, who will hopefully try and get hold of some stabilizer for us to be able to live a slightly better life, improve our condition, which will give us a few more dice to work with. There's nothing to do there. We can steal dock plans, which potentially we could do, or we can explore the rotunda. I think we're going to use our 5. We have completed Dock Watcher. Excellent news. So we now have the Overlook Bar. We have Ankita, who is a stranded mercenary. We also have the Steel Dock. But we don't have the encrypted key, so we can't do anything there. We've got the Overlook Bar. We can buy rations. Tala keeps some expired Solheim rations behind the bar for those weary spacers who ask why the Overlook doesn't serve food. That costs us 10, but we don't have enough. We could get a drink. You're unsure if your frame can metabolize alcohol, but this fungal drink fermented along the Greenway seems like a good test. So what else? We have the Ankita. Hey you, wanna order a chit? Ankita stands beside a huge pile of tied together hull plates. She stretches out her back, her shoulders bulging beneath her flight suit. Make it 2. Ankita laughs. This goddamn station. She sighs and pinches the bridge of her nose. Alright, come here then. You cross the docking concourse as she begins to split the plating into 2 bundles. What is it with this place? She asks as she angrily lashes the massive plates together. Everyone wants their cut. She straightens up to an imposing height, her armor plates creaking, and looks you up and down. Or is it just that you all think I'm an easy mark? We all need to survive. I get it, I do. She shakes her head. But if I could just go one cycle without some jumped up grifter trying to take me for an idiot, then that would be nice. Ankita hoists one bundle of plating onto her shoulder. Come on then, enough chat. You've got to earn those chits. You struggle to shoulder the plates, but you do eventually. Ankita gives you a look. Ship's this way, and she sets off down a gantry at impressive speed. As you catch up to her, she turns down a passage, pushing through a small crowd of stevedores. Why are you doing this yourself? You mean, why aren't I hiring those good folk? She nods back at the stevedores. I've paid Havenage enough. They are currently rinsing me for a mooring I can't vacate unless I either fix the ambergris or sell it off as scrap. Ambergris? Is that your ship? You catch on fast. She gives you another of her looks. She rapidly turns another corner as you trail behind. She got cut up pretty bad on our last job and I had to moor up here for a spell. But since then it's only gotten worse. Someone got in and sliced the core from our ship mind. So now she's gone dark. She shifts the panels on her shoulder. The upshot is that I'm short one ship mind, with a ton of repairs to do, and the rest of the crew signed off the moment they got wind I'd be stranded. So yeah, it's been a time. Anything I can do to help? I don't know. Got a ship mind tucked away on that frame of yours? For a moment, you aren't sure if she is serious. Ankita swings the plates from her back, almost knocking you over in the process. This is me. She holds the second bundle off your shoulder. You're the first person I've met here who might actually be considered helpful. She pauses, chewing her bottom lip. Look, you want to help? Come see me. I need a hand putting Amber back together. You don't seem like the type to try anything stupid. She passes the bundles of plates through the ambergris's outer lock and then turns back. Just don't go spreading all this around. Ankita throws you a couple of chits. She gives you a parting nod and ducks through the doorway. Alright, get out of here. She calls back and the lock slams shut. Okay, so that's given us a new drive, and we've got a couple of chits, so we're now up to 10. So, we can rewire the drones, which will get the ship shape. or we can help with the repairs. However, we only have the 2 dice, so we can't do anything there. So we could go... We don't have components to sell, so we can either buy a drink. Can't do anything there. Dock C4, nothing there. So we could do some work for just safe. It's risky. Okay, not bad, and we'll do it again. Okay. So we got some more money, which is good, but we've got no more. All materials assist a shipbuilder. But for now, we have to end the cycle. Again, the skeletal ring of the station fills your mind. It sparkles with glittering lights, like stars reflected in a winter lake. It is clearer, crisper than before. The threads still pull, but you remain in place, flickering in the flow. Between the threads you see bright shapes, caches of shimmering light beneath transparent crystal forms. You follow the path of a thread across the ring, through these forms, then leap off into the void. You begin to understand. These are nodes and connections, a map of information, of communication. There are so many layers, so many loops that it seems almost impossible to pass. But you begin to try. The nodes are glassy, bright, but in all this flow, the only solid and fixed points. You approach one, a pyramid, or a triangle. Dimensions are difficult here, and lean close to it. Inside, shifting layers conceal a tangle of threads, a meeting point of exchange. But before you can glimpse any further, the glass clouds and hearts, cutting you off. The threads and nodes, passages and puzzle boxes, one leads to another. There is so much here, so many answers, so many questions. All you need to do is follow the paths and open the boxes. You look out across this ghost landscape of exchange and see an opportunity. But then, that insistent tugging again, pulling at you. You look down again and see 2 lines, 2 threads pulling in different directions, as if they were tied around you. The second thread leads in, pulling deep into the station. Your gaze follows it, and this time you see something, a sphere shimmering above a strange, angular body. A pulse shoots out from it, passing over you like a torch beam, testing you, tasting you. The first thread leads out, away from the station, into the inky black. Someone out there is tracking you, hunting you, following the thread to you. They're in a ship, and the ship is approaching ever closer with each cycle. You open your eyes. Time is short. Oh dear. Tutorial. Something has changed inside you. You can now access the data cloud of the eye, a network of decaying protocols and data caches. While there, you can use dice and items to access systems and extract data, but be careful. These networks are old and strange. Press Y to toggle this view on and off. So yeah, so there we go. So keynode, we can, okay, data actions allow you to extract data from the networks of the eye. They work like dice actions, but in order to unlock them you must first match your dice to the one placed on the right of the action. If you have a +1 or +2 modifier on the interface skill, you will be given 1 more possible dice to match. You can use any dice that matches the dice displayed. Once unlocked, the data can be extracted. So we do have a 3. Havenage agent, so a 2 or a 3. Solheim gate, but we don't have that. Another keynode, 3 or a 2. A 1 or a 2. So we couldn't open that one. The Yetagan agent. Some ganging forces implants are chirping out comm signals. Time to see what they're talking about. So we could do that. Okay. So we could go for a 6. I mean, we could help Amber. Danger +1. So we, ideally, for that one, we'd want a 5. But a 3 could work. We still need one more turn for the alt exchange. Emphasis stall. We will buy some fungus. Because that will give us more energy. There we go. And then let's have a look. Keynote. So what does that give us? One encrypted key, which is good. What does the Havenage? A Havenage member is broadcasting on the open, leaving them open to data execution. Let's pop the 3 in and bypass that and see what that gets us. That gave us a Havenage data, which we can use. Ooh. As you drift back from the node, something latches onto you. A thread strung tight around you. It tethers you in place. A taste? The voice makes you shiver. It soars somehow both distant and close behind your ear. You see a distant glint of light shut off, and then suddenly a shape is at your side. It stalks around you, circling like a shark, like a wolf. Entity unknown, astringent, processing. Please hold. The thread around you thickens until it is a ring, a cylinder, a tunnel of light circled around you. It is blinding for a moment, and then it is gone. As it fades, you see a figure, a creature in front of you. Its strange head flickers between different angles, reading you. What are you? The shape paces around you on lithe legs, though there is no ground here to pace on. Enemy, entity, identify, origin, serial, cadence. The figure faces you unexpectedly. Sleeper, as an ARP. Unknown, known. The figure's strange head rotates. Brackish signature, of and not of. Attempting interface. As the figure speaks, more threads begin to spiral from its head. Thick, snaking, vine-like ribbons that flex and wave. They approach with intent. Stop. The figure halts its threads, its head twitching. Entity? Your identity is unknown. We only seek to correct illegalities. Can you confirm your legal right to sentience? I'm a person. Incorrect. You are an entity. All at once, your hunter's head is directly in front of yours, blocking your vision. You stink of their taste. The one from the sealed dock. Hunter shimmers with flurry. I will find access. I will interface. Sealed dock. An entity hides in the rotunda. You are its puppet. Hunter extends a razor-edged thread. I will not be diverted from my task. It glows with murderous intent. Strike. You lash out with all of your force, not a physical strike, but a focusing, a spike of interference leaping out like the tip of a spear. Hunter stumbles, shifts, separates. Wake up. You open your eyes, blinking back into the station light, shaking with fear. Okay. Now, if we... No. Solheim Gate? No. Keynote? Keynote? Yet again, agent. Okay. So we can't do much with that. However, what we can do, if we go sealed dock, we do have an encrypted key. So we can pop that in. Unsealing the dock. We just need one more. Now, what do we do with our 6? Grounded. Materials. Assist a shipbuilder. Let's go with that. Yard hand, 2, plus we get 5 cryo. So there we go, right. We now sleep. And we will end the cycle. Okay, decent set of dice. As you close up, a voice echoes down the corridor towards you. Sleeper, wait. Feng is coming down the corridor towards you, a wonky grin on his broad face. Hey, glad I caught you. Do I know you? He grins. You do now. He puts a hand on your arm. I've seen you hanging around. Just want to chat. You staying in that thing? He nods back to the container, shaking his head. Rough. It can be hard to get a start on the eye. He looks away down the passage. What was it old Erlin said? The eye opens for us all. Nice idea. Nice idea, but well, not always very practical. He glances back at you. We do our best, but it isn't easy. Erlin. You pass together into the main walkway. No one has told you about Erlin? He's the founder of this place. That's why it bears his name. Havenage should organize some seminars, he laughs. Not really my department, though. I'm with systems. Everything the eye runs on. He runs a hand along the passage wall. This place is a ruin, but systems keeps it spinning somehow. At least we try to. He stops you in the quiet passage. Look, that's not what I'm here to discuss. I saw you around and, well, I know a little about you sleepers. I have a little proposition for you. He glances around. But this is not the place for it. I have an office just across the way. Give me a cycle or two to prepare, then, when you're settled, stop by. He lowers his voice and gives you a dark look. In truth, I need you. If what they say is true about you sleepers, well, there's work to be done. He pats you on the back, his voice bright and his dark look suddenly gone. Stay clean, sleeper. He walks off down the passage, raising a hand in farewell. Okay. So... Sabine, the first thing you see on entering is the glint of Torshiro's implants, like a cat's eyes in the dark of the corridor. He nods you in as you arrive at Sabine's door. The entryway is still dark and you push through the sheeting into the surgery. I have it. Sabine stands with a case open in front of them, a set of vials lined up inside instead of foam inserts, separated by foam inserts. They pick one up, rotating it in the warm light. I have no idea how yet again. They trail off. We should treat this with caution. It looks authentic, but I have no idea if it really is what it appears to be. I'm the test case? That seems to be the case, unfortunately. I'm not sure we have another choice. They gesture for you to sit on the bed. The stabilizer works under a similar principle to an immunosuppressant in a transplant operation, in that it stops your body from rejecting the unfamiliar part of itself. In the case of your frame, the unfamiliar part is each of your biosynthetic organ groups, which over time are identified by your body as foreign material and therefore must be eliminated. Sabine holds up a vial of the would-be stabilizer. However, unlike an immunosuppressant, the stabilizer doesn't do this by limiting your entire immune system. Instead, it encodes your biosynthetic organs with new protein chains, which act as passcodes within your immune system. The stabilizer refreshes those passcodes, keeping your frame from rejecting all of its own organs. Which means the stabilizer should be able to encode any organic or biosynthetic matter to be accepted by your immune system. They glance away. At least if the stabilizer is genuine, the only way to know for sure is to inject the vial. Oh, they were talking. They begin readying the syringe. I will start with a small dose to limit the risk. Okay, let's do it. Sabine cracks the glass neck of the stabilizer vial and uses a syringe to extract a fraction of the liquid. They tap the syringe and you watch as if any sign might emerge from the clear liquid. You barely feel the needle, your frame registering the initial injection, but with little response. The sensation begins to spread from the site. A fizzing, trembling wave that disperses through your arm with incredible speed. Your vision goes white, and when it returns, Sabine appears encased in shards of sparkling light. That slowly fade into the darkness as you settle back against the bed. You swim in darkness, muffled noises like an argument heard from underwater, prickling waves of cold. When you sit back up, Sabine is sitting in a chair by the window, facing away from you, backlit by the glow of the state. Awake? Yes. The stabilizer is genuine. They sit down beside the bed. I don't know how Yedigan acquired a case of this stuff, but they did. Sabine looks troubled, distracted. You should rest some more, but you are going to have to do that somewhere else. They gesture to the door. I have other patients. Sorry. Sabine nods towards the case. I'm afraid I can't offer you any more doses. You are going to need to pay for your next dose. Silence fills the room and they begin their glowing slate, looking around the room. It seems different somehow, as if things have moved or shifted. You wonder how long you've been out. Sabine? Nothing comes free, sleeper. Remember that. You manage to get to your feet and wander out into the hallway. The queue stretches down the flickering corridor. Toshiro stands impatiently by the door and fixes you with a glare as you leave. You lower your eyes as you stumble past, somehow faintly aware of the station spinning beneath you. Okay, so we can now buy stabilizer for 100 cryo. But we're going to order some fungi. Okay, we now need to get some money, but we're going to do that working. Hang on. Havenage agent. I'm sure. Havenage Gate. This gate keeps traffic out of the Havenage shipyard's internal network. The correct cipher can grant you access. Oh, Havenage data. Okay. Yeah, so we can't go that far up. Okay. So I feel that we should do some work for Dragos. So let's grab a 4. Do another one. But unfortunately that hasn't helped us. Okay. Right, Dock B2. Oh yeah, we need another one of those. Right, let's rewire the drones, which is critical. Plus we get the +1. Plus ship state per cycle. Okay. So that has now updated that. And we need another key for that. Right. And we can't go up there because we don't have the credits to... Right, so let's end the turn of the cycle. Now, we will have 5 full dice next turn. But we've got no energy. Okay. Right, Feng. Sleeper! Feng catches your attention as you approach the Havenage building, leaning against a bay door to the side of the entrance. You approach. Easier to come in this way, security all there. He gives you a look. You know. He slams a button and the bay creaks open, blinking lights in the dark behind it. You follow Feng inside. Truth be told, I don't spend much time upstairs. This is where I work. The door hisses as it closes behind you. The bay is filled with pieces of hardware, all rigged up to generators and diagnostic slates, and things you don't recognise that glow with blue screen light. There is a chorus of hums that blends into a single wave of static, filling the dark corners of the room. Feng leans on a server stack and gestures around you. You like it? What is all this? He taps a nearby server stack, which bleeps in response. This is my treasure trove, all dredged up from this sea of systems we call the Eye. You wouldn't believe what this place runs on. He steps over to a towering block, speckled with vents. Some of these systems are from the original station, A1. The one Solheim built? We've had to invent new components, repair things we never built, reverse engineer entire subsystems into existence. Residents here look up at the Eye and think they're seeing a concrete reality. But this place is a system in constant flux, decaying and growing, collapsing into new configurations. He walks down between the hardware stacks and you follow. We are keeping this place alive, but also remaking it into something new, dragging it away from those corporate origins. He stops. At least that's what I'm trying to do. He turns back to face you among the flickering machines humming all around you. I know you can see this too, Sleeper. All these systems and sections. You can, can't you? I can see it. It makes sense, right? You are between here and there, between the people and their systems. You light this place up like a beacon. That's what I need. You glance at the lights around you, and as you do, they seem to flicker, to realign, to follow your gaze. Feng notices it too. I'm guessing being a beacon isn't always ideal when you're on the run, though. They're tracking me. He pats you on the shoulder. Maybe I can help with that. There's a lot of old growth in this place. Subsystems I can't see, access, protocols lost to time and decay. Secrets. A shitload of secrets. With your help, I can unlock this place, break off those last ghost limbs of corporate control. He lowers his voice below the hum. Even in Havenage there's old growth. Those whose roots trace back into those bad old days. You help me dredge up the past, and I'll see what I can do about that tracker of yours. He winks. What do you say, Sleeper? I'm in. Feng pumps his fist and claps you on the shoulder. He meets your eye. You won't regret it, Sleeper. Feng passes you a ragged-looking metal tab. A gift. It's a Solheim cipher. I dug it up from the depths of the station. Slot that into an old network gate, and you'll be able to pull out all kinds of secrets from the nodes inside. He walks back to the front of the bay. Start by bringing me whatever you can turn up. Use that emulated mind of yours and see what's out there. Let's get a picture of how things are. Those above, he nods to the ceiling, have granted me an acquisitions budget. I can pay you for whatever useful data you bring in. I know you need it. He slams the door button again. Keep it quiet. Keep it clean, Sleeper, and I'll see you soon. You step, blinking, back out into the passage. Those flickering lights still in the back of your mind. Okay. So, yes. Nope. Feng's Bay. We don't have one. But if we flip here, Solheim Gate, we now have one. That's a Solheim. This one is Havenage. So let's go Solheim Gate, and we'll do that. There we go. Solheim node, AE21. We do have a 3. Hang on. Because let's have a look. Keynode, that can take a 2. Solheim node, that can take a 2, so we'll take one of those. Extract data. And that gets us Solheim data. What about this one? That's a 2 as well. We got 5 cryo for that. And we've got another Solheim data. Havenage agent. It's tempting to take that 3, but we need energy. So we're going to buy one of those. And what that does is that also gives us emphasis next mission. Sleeper. Emphasis calls out to you, a booming voice that echoes through the corridor. Tell me a story. He throws a handful of chopped mushrooms into his wok, the fire leaping up to meet the oil. I see you, cycle in, cycle out, but we never speak. Tell me a story. Any kind. He pauses to drizzle something from the plastic bottle into the wok. But one of yours. He looks up at you. Nothing stolen. You pause. The spices rich in your nostrils and think about the kind of story you'd like to tell Emphis. You look at Emphis, the listener, and imagine he's heard it all before. Perhaps he would enjoy a strange story, something with some spice. All the sleepers, you tell Emphis, had dreams. Some were simple, memories left over from the emulation process that had become tangled up in their minds and would come out when they slept. It wasn't rare to hear a sleeper in the dorms scream or cry out in the night. But your dreams, those grey skeletal after-images of systems and structures of threads and patterns, weren't like the others. They weren't memories or nightmares. They were reflections of reality, distorted, yes, but somehow true. You learned, back then, to keep quiet about them, to let them flow through your mind like water. That was until now, until you arrived in this place. Now your dreams colonise your waking life. They slip behind your eyelids with every blink, and now you understand they aren't dreams at all, but some process of interfacing, of speaking, of living in another world that flows through this one like smoke through air. You tell him that you do not know if there is a reason for your dreams. Perhaps you reason it is just some side effect or particular quality of the frame you inhabit. But whatever it is a gift, and you hope to make use of it. Emphis finishes cooking and squints a little at you. Sleeper? He smiles. You are quite the storyteller. He eyes you, and you realise that he is trying to gauge how honest you have been in your story. Emphis passes you the meal he has cooked, and you take it gratefully. As you eat, he talks, a natural exchange. Thank you, Sleeper. He looks around at the empty market. But my time is done for today, and I do not want to keep you longer, so I will make a proposal. He gestures to the plastic box of ingredients stacked behind his stall. These are good enough for most, but someone told me a story that made me think, a couple of cycles ago. They said that across the gap in the Greenway, fresh mushrooms grow. Have you heard this? No. Neither had I, but I trust the one who told me. Emphis begins packing up his things. Can you bring me some? I cannot cross the gap. I worry about leaving my things behind. He smiles. I am sure a storyteller like you could handle the trip. I will prepare them for you, and if you wish to tell it, be the audience for another story. Agreed. Good, booms Emphis. Then I will wait for you to bring them. Emphis slides his wok away and straightens up. I will prepare a recipe then, Sleeper. Good luck with your foraging. You turn away and walk back into the main market, the rich taste of Emphasis food still lingering in your mouth. Stories for food, you think, a trade that seems more than fair. Okay. So, we need 60 cryo. We do not have that. The sealed dock. We need another key. We also need... let's put one of these in. +1 grounded, -1 energy. Right, we can put 2 of these in. And we got some cryo for that. Excellent. Now. Right. Come on. Okay. Disappointing. Okay. So for now, we will end the cycle. And that is all we've got time for. So providing nothing else, we are now starving. Okay. So we need to go and speak to Emphis and get some food, get some energy back. We could also do with... oh, I missed it. We missed the scrap. Oh no! We can buy some scrap. But we can't unload the containers. But that will be in the next episode. Thank you for hanging out. Let me know if you're enjoying this. Let me know if you've played this yourself. Yeah, I really like this game. Like I said in the last episode, it's really chill, and I do like the story. So yeah, don't forget to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel, ticking the bell so you know when new videos go live. In the description is a link to the channel Discord. Feel free to come and talk about the games you're playing, the games I'm playing, games in general. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.